This is the Making Waves podcast, sponsored by Ripple Effect. My name is Dave Roetman, and we're here with Marty Overweg, District 21 House. When I asked for directions to come here, you said, turn east at the grocery store?
No, I said, come to the old grocery store, and you said, well, what's the address? I said, right east of the big church. And it is. It's a big old, there's a big old church here. Time it was built, it was the biggest building, I think, within so many miles of the Mississippi. It was huge back. It was built in 1909. Huge church.
It's a landmark.
It's a landmark, yeah. I have a friend of mine who flies in the helicopter, the ambulance helicopter out of Sanford. He says that when they would, weather gets so rough, they use this as a marker when they were going to Platt or Gregory, so they knew exactly where they were. It stands out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
We have a $96 million surplus. What do you think about that?
Well, there's only one way to get a surplus for government, and one way is, we have a lot of money, prestigious money coming from Washington. That's taxpayers' money, and citizens of South Dakota have a hard time believing once in a while that Washington money is their money, but it's the same. And the other way is to overtax, and I simply think we are overtaxing our citizens if we have $100 million in excess. Surplus is fine, but $100 million? I have a hard time coming back from Pier when I look at my constituents will ask me. We told the CSPs, the community support providers, the nursing homes, the teachers, our state workers, we said, hey, we did what we could, and I believe we did. And then we come back and we got $100 million in surplus. I think we did do all we could. I think it's just simply overtaxed. So I hope this next session we take this and we learn from it, and at least we can get the other 2 points off the sales tax to get that down to 4%.
You anticipated my question. The Partridge Amendment was supposed to kick in to drop the sales tax by 0.5%, but that didn't happen. Instead, we got a 0.3% reduction.
Yeah, well, I think actually the Partridge Amendment was supposed to also take it down in increments, right? If we hit it, it was so much a year over a period of 4 years. But we hit it, and we hit way past it. It should have moved to 4%, a total of 0.5% reduction. But the only reason it did is it was political. I mean, people have to win up there. And, it has to be partial. Their idea, they had to own part of it, and that's where we come. I don't think there's going to be any problem in the next session or even the one after that of getting it down to 4%.
So you think it definitely will be?
I think definitely I think it's going to happen, yes, because I think it should happen. Why tax when there's $100 million? It's one time. It's one-time money. I get that. But, it still needs to come down.
It is the people's money.
It is the people's money. In fact, if you want to look at it this way, if we're going to have that much of a surplus, Governor Noem could actually still go after her food tax and take the sales tax off food. There's enough money there to pay for it.
Why not both?
Well, why not both? I mean, if she's serious about it, which I hope she is, if she's serious about lowering more taxes, let's go talk about it.
One issue we can discuss is foreign ownership of ag in South Dakota. So you were on a governor's committee to deal with foreign ownership of ag, and also an informal committee composed of 6 farms groups.
Right.
What are those 6 farm groups?
Well, it'd be soybean, corn, pork producers, cattle producers, Farm Bureau, and Farmers Union.
And this is an unofficial committee to discuss what...
And I might be missing, I apologize if I'm missing somebody else who's part of that group, but they're the ones that asked for it, and I don't know if you remember this past session, the governor had a bill, a foreign ag ownership bill that got pretty well stomped on. It didn't go through. Nobody was really comfortable with it. None of the 6 farm groups liked it. And so they felt that if they didn't like her bill, then they should probably try at least to come up with something of their own. And they invited me to join with them. Some other legislators are on there. We have realtors on there. We have a lot of different areas.
It's good to have more stakeholders.
Oh, yeah.
As they're saying it, and nobody's blindsided, and they can all come to a mutual agreement.
Yep. And so we're just looking, do we go after legislation? Can we go after legislation?
What is constitutional?
What is constitutional, and brings us back to property rights again,
Absolutely.
You're telling someone who they can and can't sell their land to. The governor's been very proactive on this, and I thank her for that. I just would like to widen it a little bit more than just China. China's the flavor of the month, but we have other countries coming in, but we're so entwined in each other. Most of the seed technology for corn and beans, a lot of that is coming from foreign ownership because they can plant year round, where we're seasonal. So they have land out here that they run test plots on to see how it grows actually in our climate. Pork. We are so intertwined with China on pork, and on cattle, the same thing. We have packers that are owned. We need them. If a hog gets butchered in South Dakota, it's most likely being butchered by a foreign company. And when that happens, they're also shipping that meat, so we're a worldwide market. Well, you can't just shut stuff down. I'm in the nutrition business for animals, and I can tell you right now, most of the vitamins, I don't think we have a vitamin plant making vitamin packs in America. Most of it comes from China. So just to say we can't do anything with them is pretty short-sighted. So we have to be careful of what we do, while we also protect.
Marty, thank you for bringing on the Making Waves podcast.
Thank you. It was fun. I love this.
It's fun coming out here.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you get out here once in the country, far away from any stoplight.
I'll do it again.
Sounds good.